Unit 8 has explored the post-war Middle East. The West and the Middle East. In Western eyes, the Middle East is a turbulent region defined by oil, religious extremism, political violence, and social conservatism. This media narrative, however, constitutes a caricature that shortchanges the diversity of the Middle East and its peoples. This storyline also obscures the diversity of Islam and how most forms of Islamic militancy are reactions to Western colonialism, neo-colonial interference, and even U.S. military occupation. Arabs in the State of Israel. A fundamental grievance of the Arab world was Western creation of a Jewish state in Arab-dominated Palestine. The Arabs resisted UN Resolution 181 as an illegal act of Western colonialism. Israel's neighbors have subsequently tried through armed intervention to bring down the Jewish state. Since 1973, many conflicts and tensions in the Middle East region have been connected, at least peripherally, to the unresolved Palestinian question. The First Arab-Israeli War. The failure of Arabs to accept Resolution 181 set the stage for a Palestinian and Jewish war to determine the region's future. Not only did Jews win this war, but by the time of the 1949 armistice, they had pushed many Palestinians from their land and dramatically expanded their control over territories that had been designated for a future Arab state. As a result, the Jewish dream for a state was realized, while the Palestinians were left with hundreds of thousands of refugees and insufficient resources to establish a state of their own. Gamal Abdel Nasser. The most charismatic and colorful leader of the post-war Arab world was Gamal Abdel Nasser. Nasser articulated a vision of Arab modernity that was widely admired and copied. After the 1956 Suez Crisis, Nasser stood at the height of his popularity. But by the time of Egypt's humiliating defeat during the 1967 Six Days War, most Egyptians and Arabs had grown disillusioned with Arab socialism because it had failed to meaningfully improve their independence or basic living conditions. Arab socialism. Arab socialism was not overtly Marxist, but it articulated a secular nationalist strategy for modernization and development, predicated upon state investment in high technology and infrastructure, in an effort to catch up to the industrialized West. The failure of Arab socialism to achieve development and independence by the late 1960s generated a backlash not only among the poor and religious, but also from liberals frustrated with state repression and corruption. The Iranian Revolution. This populist movement, orchestrated by the Ayatollah Khomeini, toppled the Shah, the hated Savak, and the world's fifth largest army in 1979. Khomeini managed to outmaneuver various opponents and allies in order to institute his vision of an Islamic republic. Khomeini's Iran powerfully transformed the modern image of Islam, leading many in the West to fear that Islam was extremist and fundamentally hostile to individual freedoms and Western culture. The Islamic Awakening. Since the Iranian Revolution, a new, younger generation of reformers, disillusioned with secular Nasserism, has looked to Islamic traditions for inspiration to build a modern state. While Islamists use various strategies, from democratic organization to militant violence, to achieve their dream of reform, throughout the contemporary Middle East, the general idea of Sharia occupies a prominent place inside contemporary discourse.